Our next speaker is a versatile personality having multiple qualities. She is Valentina Cortini from South Africa. She is a consciousness shaper, transformational therapist, pranic energy healing practitioner, dream analyst, crystal healer, life coach, and an intuitive tarot reader. Valentina is a renowned international businesswoman with a growing business portfolio from head of corporate to lead interior designer, and is now committed to help others on their spiritual paths. Her spiritual journey began when she started reading tarot in 2014. Valentina has also developed an online instant manifestation class and a revolutionary transformational therapy course, now helping hundreds of people healing from their emotional trauma. Her mission is to help humanity, one soul at a time, to uncover the truth about the eternal life of their spiritual body and how to reach a higher level of consciousness through her teachings and evolve in existence together as one. Now, I humbly invite our selfless speaker, Valentina, for her to address on the topic, You Can Heal Yourself.
Thank you so much for joining this United Consciousness Conclave 2020 live event. This event has been gracefully, totally organized by the Project Self-Incorporation with offices that are both in the USA and Bharat. And I sincerely thank them for creating this united platform that is for change and awakening, as I'm truly honored to be part of it. As you heard, my name is Valentina, and I do a lot of different things. You've already heard about that, so we are not going to do it too much. But the most important thing is that I am that I am. And I've created also Wings and Me, a healing center in Johannesburg, as I'm also the founder of something very important, the African Spiritual Council, which is a non-profit organization that has the aim to unite African people on the basis of pure spirituality, awareness, and equality. But the truth needs to be told, and I have found literally my purpose in teaching, especially teaching humanity how to reach the next level of evolution. An evolution that is no longer based upon survival of the fittest anymore, but is an evolution in consciousness. So as always, my message is inspired by love, as love is the fire behind everything I do. And I hope you find that vibrational love in my words today. My topic for this session is You Can Heal Yourself. And yes, humanity is sick. It's sick and tired to be sick and tired. Fast-paced life, unreachable goals, materialistic needs, an appealing job, and then that gloomy thought of end needs. Not having enough, draining relationships, the stress, the exhaustion, depression, and eventually the illness. But why am I so sick? And this is one of the questions I hear the most in my session. So let's start with embodying the concept of the actual nature of our being. We are not just this physical decayed body, right? We are infinite, luminous, curious souls having physical experience in the only vehicle that can actually hold the soul on this earth plane. And that vehicle is our physical body, yes. So once we've taken up a physical body, our journey is in the remembering that the driver is still the soul. Hence, this physical body is just a vehicle used by our soul in order to expand by creating, managing experiences, of course. So taking you back to the topic, why do we get sick in the first place? Well, our body gets sick because it's showing us something we haven't paid attention to. But to answer this question in full, we actually need to look at how this physical body works first and see if there is anything else to take into consideration that we might have missed. So as a start, our physical body, our vehicle, is not everything. It is actually surrounded by what we call the aura. Within that aura, we also host a mental body and an emotional body. The aura is just a multi-layered luminous field of energy surrounding and interpenetrating the physical body. Now pay attention to this. The state of the aura is influenced by the person's mental, emotional, and physical tendency, and obviously their state. Henceforth, the state of the aura and the energy contained within it affects entirely our health and well-being. But why is that so? Well, for example, let's take something outside of us. Let's say My sister-in-law at Christmas, she gives me a remark on how badly behaved my children are. And truly, they are badly behaved. But since when do I take an honest observation for what it is, instead of just obviously transforming it into a personal attack? Of course, because you see subconsciously that observation creates a chain reaction in me, involving all the three bodies we talked about: mental, emotional, and physical. So first my mind registers the remarks, then triggers other similar events that I experienced before, which are rooted in my negative beliefs. And yes, of course, I think of myself being inadequate, not being good enough. Or, look here, I can't even raise my own children. And of course, everybody's seeing it. So these beliefs being triggered in my mental body immediately create a reaction in the emotional body. And my emotional body feels sorry for myself, I feel attacked, feel raging, and then creates by default a physical reaction. My body heats up, I breathe heavily, and truly I am going to speak up and yell at that sister in mine and tell her off and to keep her in minding her own business. So similar situations are created by anything that triggers us. Husband commenting on the pasta being insipid, the boss being unhappy because I got to the office late, the neighbors again complaining about the noisy dog, or my friend nagging about my weight. So anything that is a trigger to me creates these responses. But what happens when these triggers in a situation of prolonged stress, they become overwhelming? So what if on top of all that, I have lost my job or my home? What if my child is a drug addict? Or what if my spouse or my beloved grandmother have just passed on? Or my boyfriend left me for another woman? Well, this is it. The mental body keeps playing the why me, poor me card, you see? Now you're not able to get out of this situation. Things will never improve. Actually, the situation can only get worse from now. You can't afford to be alone. You can't afford to live without a salary. You are alone and lonely. And the list, of course, can go on. But then the emotional body kicks in by feeling the emotional pain of all this. So the abandonment, the loneliness, the fear, the anxiety, the grief, the stress, and so on. So what do you think happens afterwards to the physical body? And yes, you're right. It develops an illness, be it chronic or acute, and that illness is your alarm. Something is off. But instead of looking at our emotion, at the false beliefs we hold about ourselves, at the social programming from our childhood, or at the possible trauma we have experienced. Oh no, all that stuff that clothes our aura. We are just keep thinking and thinking in our mind and repeating the cycles and getting more ill. So for those who have had a pet fish, for example, you may know that if you do not keep on changing the water in the bowl regularly, over time, the water becomes polluted and the fish becomes sick and eventually dies. So would you take, in that case, the fish to the vet, or you will just quickly change the water? So the aura is our own personal fishbowl. If we have polluted it with negative thoughts and lower emotions or unhealthy food, stress, and any other factors, our health and well-being becomes, of course, affected. So the aura is the shield of our physical body. You see that there is this very close relationship between the energy body and the physical body. So whenever the energy body becomes depleted, or if the energy gets stuck or congested in certain parts, the physical health and obviously the well-being of the person is compromised, is affected. So by healing the energy body, the physical body is also healed, and vice versa. The correlation is very clear. So when the throat area, for example, of the energy body is affected, it may result in physical body symptoms like a cough, a throat infection, a thyroid issue, or perhaps, throat cancer. Now, if there is a cut on the physical body, there is also a corresponding leak in the same area of your energy body. So the energy body acts as a blueprint for the physical body. What we think, mental body, and feel, emotional body, can, to a total degree, influence the physical body. So anything in life that disturbs us, so from the bad weather, improper diet, and hygiene, to stress, fear, sadness, and frustration, makes this luminous energy field dimmer, imbalanced, full of holes and grays energy. So we are fed energetically by the places we frequent, the air we breathe, the food we eat, the people around us, and of course, the quality of our thoughts. So the easiest way to remain healthy is to maintain a high vibrational state. Now, vibration in quantum physics means that everything is energy. We are beings that vibrate at certain frequency, and each vibration is equivalent to a feeling. And in that vibrational world, there are only two types of vibration, the positive and the negative. And feelings cause you to emit a vibration that can be either positive or negative, no in between. So I want to share with you today the list of the 7 things that affect your vibratory frequency from the point of view of quantum physics. So get pen and paper. So by applying this knowledge, you will be able to just keep your energy body healthy and, of course, highly vibrational. Now, tip number 1, the thoughts. Every thought emits a frequency, as we say, towards the universe. And that frequency returns towards the origin, you. Then in that case, if you have negative thoughts of discouragement, sadness, anger, fear, all that, it turns back towards you. And that is why it is so important that you take care of the quality of your thoughts at all times and learn to cultivate more positive thoughts. And this is the law of attraction that we all know and we all heard about. The second tip is about the company we have. Yes, the people around us directly influence our vibrational frequency. So if you surround yourself with happy, positive, determined people, very focused, you also enter into that vibrational state. So now if you surround yourself with complaining, cursing, pessimistic people, be careful because they may have just decreased your frequency. And as a consequence, they have actually preventing you from making the law of attraction working for you and working in your favor. So the tip number 3, the music. The music is very powerful, and if you only listen to music that speaks of negative things, death, betrayal, sadness, abandonment, all that will interfere in how you vibrate. So pay attention to the lyrics of the music you listen to. It may just be decreasing your vibrational frequencies. And remember, you draw into your life exactly what you vibrate, and pay attention to what you watch as well. And that brings us to the tip number 4, the things you see. So when you watch programs that deal with misfortune, death, betrayals, news channels, of course, your brain accepts that as a reality and releases a whole chemistry in your body, causing your vibrational frequency to be completely affected. So only watch something that makes you vibrate higher. The 5th tip is that the environment, your space, your house, your car, your workplace, whether at home or at work, if you spend much of your time in a disorganized and dirty environment, this will also affect your vibrational frequency. So improve what is around you. Organize and clean your environment. Purge, donate. Show the universe that you are apt to receive much more than you have. But don't forget also to take care of what you already have. The 6th tip is about the word. Yes, the spoken word. If you tend to complain or speak badly about things, about people, about yourself, those gossip, this affects your vibrational frequency, totally. And to maintain your high frequency, it is essential that you eliminate the habit of complaining and speaking badly about you and others. But especially avoid making dramas and victimize yourself as well. So take responsibility for what you say. The 7th and last tip is about gratitude. Gratitude positively affects your vibrational frequency, and that is a habit that you should incorporate right now into your life, because I do it every morning. So start by thanking for everything, for the good things and those that you do not consider that good. Thank for all the experiences that you've lived, all the things you have, and the people around you, all the people in your life. Gratitude opens the doors for good things to flow positively into your life. Now you know how to keep your vibration high and enjoy a flowing, fulfilling life. But what if I'm already sick? The good news is that the law of self-recovery tells us that the body is capable of healing itself. And think of it, all therapeutic healing and medical treatment, they actually work on the principle that the body heals itself. So if a person has a broken arm, it's resetting the arm because it's put in a cast, but the cast does not heal the broken bone. It gives the broken bone time to heal without further strain on the injury. So likewise, if a person has a headache, for example, pain medication does not heal the headache. It simply numbs the pain receptor, and gives the body the time to heal itself. You see how it works? But what if someone has allowed his or her energy body to be depleted and exposed to the lowest vibrational energy, but also for a long period of time? Just like a mobile phone stops working when the battery is not charged, the physical body stops working when there is insufficient life energy in the energy body that we talked about before. So looking at it from a higher perspective, there can be no development on consciousness without this perpetual tendency of illness. As that moment, we get that warning, so we look and seek for answer. So looking at my own experience, for example, for the past 5 years, I've been suffering from extreme anxiety and panic attacks that have granted me several visits to the ER and in an ambulance, few hospitalization, of course, and a life of fear for the next incoming episode. And I've refused to take medication for the ailment. My higher soul directed me to something known as pranic energy healing. And pranic healing is an energy, non-touch healing system that is based on the fundamental principle that the body has the innate ability to heal itself. So pranic healing utilizes life force, energy or prana or chi to accelerate the body's inborn ability to heal itself. And it is a practice that is done by hundreds of thousands across the world. And Grandmaster Showa Sui, the modern founder of pranic healing, has developed this technique over a 20-year period using experimentation and evidence-based research. And he formulated an easy-to-learn system which has shown to have immediate positive results, contributing to better health, quality of life, and well-being. And it also allows the natural healing process of the body to be accelerated and often producing results that are so quick that they actually look miraculous. So it's a wonderful technique. I have been using it in conjunction with my own transformation therapy. And I've been empowering myself, of course, and hundreds of people across the world to take charge of their own healing and well-being. And my new motto is now from panic to pranic, and it's a funny thing. So anyway, we all have a pivotal role to play on this planet. That's to finalize the collective expansion of the human consciousness. And of course, healing our emotion is the first step into the light. So we need to help and support ourselves to go into the depths of the fear. We need to help and support our families. We need to help and support those who are now walking around in the dark, looking for the light. For this switch to take them home to themselves, to their heart, home to their light. And we need to acknowledge that healing our negative emotion, our thoughts, will heal our physical illnesses. So we need to help and support each other to get through the final step of transmuting pain and trauma for the entire human collective as well. So how else would we heal if we don't take ownership for it? So I trust that this information is going to be treasured, and the teaching therein can help you heal and live a life of purpose. So I thank you for your attention, for your love, and I can close my session. Atma Namaste, everyone, and thank you.
Thanks, Valentina, for an excellent session on You Can Heal Yourself. It will be a very transforming session for our audience. Thank you so much.